Alright, we're gonna do this in one take because I can't be bothered to edit this, and I'm not gonna fuck with the volumes or anything like that. But it should sound fine. Anyway, I am making a jailbreak map, and in most jailbreak maps, the Armory is just full of racks of pre-placed guns or tables of guns just scattered about. And I thought that was kind of sloppy, and I always wanted to make an Armory where you press use on a gun rack and you just get a weapon. Like so. And I did that. That's pretty easy. You just link up a button to, I believe it's a game player equip. I can't remember the name of the entity. I don't care. The problem is, when you have a setup like this where you can press use on a button to spawn a weapon, you open up the possibility of some asshole just infinitely spawning weapons and making a big pile of them to the point where it crashes the server or causes lag or otherwise, just having that many physics objects stacked into a pile. So I needed to create a way to delete weapons that are dropped on the floor. And as you can see, I have done that. And not only have I done that, but weapons brought in from outside of the Armory don't get deleted. They are just dropped on the floor, and they are A-OK. And how I did this is a little hacky, because trigger volumes, which in Source are these predefined areas that you can create, which trigger an output when something touches them. You can set them up for triggering on people, for triggering on physics objects, etc. But weapons are something they don't like to detect. You can't really set up a trigger volume to detect a weapon. So the easy solution to this problem would be to set up a trigger volume which, upon detecting a weapon having touched the floor, it would delete the weapon. You can't do that. So what I have here is really hacky, and those of you who might have been familiar with the Source engine might have recognized something weird in that I'm walking on carpet and it's making the generic footstep sound. And that's because this isn't actually a floor. This is a fake floor. You know, if I shoot it, bullet holes don't come in. So there's a clip volume here for players to walk on, and there's a V-physics clip for weapons and physics objects to sit on. However, this floor is fake, and it lets weapons from the Armory fall through it. And when they fall through it, they touch a breakable entity. And when that entity breaks, it fires an output which deletes the entity that breaks it. And the only thing that can break it are weapons from the Armory. So you can create as many weapons as you want. Matter of fact, I'll just throw that back down again. You can create as many weapons as you want. You can't make a pile of them. You can't spam anything like that, because this breakable entity will break, destroy the weapon, and then respawn itself. This was actually a hack that a friend of mine discovered years and years and years ago to detect C4s falling through a basketball hoop, because he used a C4 as a basketball for a basketball minigame. And I've just sort of applied it here so that you can't spam weapons. You also can't throw them through the door so that you can create a pile of them out there. Obviously, it's not 100% perfect, but it's a way to prevent an Armory where you can just press a button to get unlimited weapons from being overwhelmed in weapons. And I've probably gone on about this for too long, so I'm going to press the stop recording button, and that's going to be that.